How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and all I have to say is I was wrong. I was wrong. It was dumb of me to judge Solo Leveling based on its first episode alone, because the second episode has just come out and it was an absolute god piece of literature. It was so well done. And not only was the episode itself well done, the opening is just an even bigger story to talk about. There's so much going on in the opening that we'll cover it too. So, I do have to apologize. The last video I made was ripping on the first episode of Solo Leveling because it just didn't go the way that I was anticipating it to go. For me, it didn't do itself enough justice in the first episode. They just kind of didn't have that new, wow, this is Solo, like this right here, this is Solo Leveling feel to it. Whereas this second episode captured all the emotions that you could ever dream of perfectly. Now, to start off, we're still in the whole dungeon in this episode, but things are like going downhill. And not only this, there are an astronomical amount of deaths in this episode, and they do not hold back at all. Like, this is not a show where like they nerf any of the deaths compared to the manhwa so far, at least. All of the deaths that we've seen have been verbatim to the manhwa. Personally, I was wondering if they were gonna do stuff like the shoe scene where the guy, yeah, his shoes were the only thing left. Then the next one was the guy who was saying the prayers getting stepped on. That was crazy in itself. And then we have the heartbreaking one of our goat. I don't even know the dude's name, if I'm being real with you. Park or something? I think it was like Park. I don't know. But bro gets sliced in half. The man who only attended this dungeon raid to get a little bit more money for his kids. Oh, it was so sad. R.I.P. Bro did not deserve to go down like that, but it's good for the plot. Bro was sacrificed for the plot. And they did these deaths so well. Oh man, this episode right here really captures like what Solo Leveling is going to be and how it truly is. And I am just so happy about it. We get to see Sung Jin Woo use his brain for the first time. You get to, not really for the first time, but us as readers get to see him and genuinely like be intelligent for the first time, because he's in this dungeon and he's calling out things like directing everybody in their ways. You get to see that bro is not just going to be one of those dumb MCs that relies on strength in the future, because like, you know it's going to get strong if you're reading Solo Leveling or watching Solo Leveling. You know it's going to happen. It's bound to happen in the future. And he's just not an idiot when it comes to his strength. Like, bro is an intellectual, and this episode does foreshadow his intellectual capabilities beautifully. And now I do want to talk about the opening, because the opening was so good. Oh my god, all right, this sounds lame, dude. All right, what I'm about to say, but like, I haven't had an opening give me chills like that in a long time. I'm a really bad person when it comes to like skipping openings. I skip so many openings, but I try to make a habit of at least watching the first opening. So I'll watch it the first time it comes out, and then the rest of them I'll skip. But this one, when I watched it, dude, the fight scenes that are in this opening and the foreshadowing of what's to come is just, it like really hits you in the heartwarming of, wow, they're really gonna animate this. And to top it off, they show a glimpse of the fight with Igris. If you don't know who Igris is, he's that one dude that he has to fight in order to like truly gain his necromancer abilities. I believe, I could be wrong in saying that. I read Solo Leveling like a long time ago, so I can't remember exactly what Sung Jin Woo gains from fighting Igris. I can't remember if that is the point where he becomes like a necromancer, or if that's like just the fight in order to make Igris one of his summons. But we get a glimpse at that fight, and that fight looks so good. Oh my god. And not only that fight, all of the rest of the little fights with Sung Jin Woo in this opening are superb. They like topple over the fight that they threw in as the intro to the first episode, where they tried to show the S-rank hunters fighting the ants from the Jeju Island. I think the name of the island is, from that incident. When you watch that fight with the S-rank hunters, it does not begin to encapsulate what kind of fight Sung Jin Woo will always have, because Sung Jin Woo makes these S-rank hunters look like ants. And I can't say that's a spoiler, because even when bro is weak, my personal opinion, just the way he fights, the way he acts, just topples over all the S-rank hunters. So comparing their fight to Sung Jin Woo fight, it's not possible. And the opening showed us what the fights of Sung Jin Woo is going to look like. In my personal opinion, based on that, it's seeming like these fights with Sung Jin Woo, as opposed to the one they showed in the beginning, are going to be miles better. And I'm just so excited for it. And the rest of the episode follows Sung Jin Woo as he leads this group of imbeciles around to try and save them from dying, but it doesn't go too well until there's about 5 or 6 of them left. And at this point in time, it is time to prove their faith to the god, which is the big old statue. And in order to prove your faith, you need to stand inside of the altar whilst all the flames are lit up around the altar, and then there will be a countdown of blue flames. And once the blue flames finally go out, you've proved your faith. But the catch is that there are like, I've never watched, what's that show with the Tartarus? Doctor Who, Weeping Angels. That's like the best way I can describe them. I've never watched Doctor Who, but I've seen like a clip of it, and I think these are the Weeping Angels. But where you look away and they can move, and then when you look back, they have to stand still. And that's what's going on with these statues. So they have enough people to stand inside the altar, and if everybody looks in one general direction, they will be covering all of the statues. So none of the statues will be able to move, and then the timer of the blue flames will run out. Well, all of these people all want to survive, and the door has now opened. So this causes all of them to grow selfish, which leads to 2 people running away, which narrows their vision down a bit. But then another person runs away. So once this final person runs away, he gives a whole spiel about how thankful he is to Sung Jin Woo. And Sung Jin Woo's like, kind of like, I understand, like just, you know, playing it off. And then we're left down to Sung Jin Woo, the girl, I forgot her name, and the leader of the whole expedition. And the leader is like, all right, Sung Jin Woo, it's going to be bad. So you can get out of here with her. And he's like, all right. But then the girl's legs give out on her because she wasted all of her energy trying to heal Sung Jin Woo. And so Sung Jin Woo makes the sacrifice. And he's like, all right, you guys can go. But then this is where things like get so perfectly executed in the anime. We get to see Sung Jin Woo in his struggling last moments of realizing what a hypocrite he is by allowing others to leave because they have families to return to, when bro has a family to return to and his mom is in the hospital and he needs to, you know, provide the payments for the bills for his mom. His sister is still alive. He just comes to the utter conclusion that like he doesn't want to die, and that it was completely and utterly ridiculous that all these other people that ran away got to pose up the excuse of their families and how thankful they are for Sung Jin Woo because his intellect kind of kept them alive until this point in time. And it's just him like completely and utterly just despising the fact that all the others left him there to die. And it is just done so well. And we get to see our boy Sung Jin Woo just getting absolutely destroyed by these statues until the beautiful system pops up, and it looks so good, bro. Now, I am a sucker for a good system manhwa, and this one right here is a great system manhwa, and they did the system so much justice. Look at how beautiful it looks, bro. Oh my god, it looks so good. This second episode of Solo Leveling is a solid 9.5 for me out of 10. I don't know what would have made it a 10. It could be a 10, but I just feel like it'd be a little too crazy for me to say it's a 10, but it's at least a 9.5 to a 10. It was so good. So much better than the first episode. It genuinely makes you feel like this is what Solo Leveling is going to be about for the rest of the season. And it just encapsulates the emotions that Sung Jin Woo is going through, and it's so well. It's so good. They did so well with this anime, and it makes me just completely regret making a video on how disappointed I was with the first episode. This second episode is one of my most favorite second episodes I've ever seen in an anime, I have to say now. I don't think there's another second episode in the show that is comparing with this. I mean, if you guys got one, let me know, but I don't think there is. And this one was so well done. So if you haven't watched Solo Leveling episode 2 yet, or you're not planning to, or you weren't planning to before, you need to. I left out a majority of the stuff in this video. I tried to only talk about like the big points. There are a lot of tinier points that are like really intricate for the rest of the storyline, but I tried to leave them out to the best of my ability, so I'm not spoiling too much. But give it a watch, okay? This is like not one to disappoint, and you can't mess up Solo Leveling as long as they follow the manhwa. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I do gotta apologize again for dissing the first episode of Solo Leveling. That was my bad. That was on me. Now the second episode is peak. I love it. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I'm more than satisfied with the second episode. They did it so well. And if you're new here, feel free to hit the like button, maybe drop a sub, hit up all the social medias up here. Well, I don't know why it took me so long to get that out, but, you know, join the Discord too. That'd be dope. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.